The Eglinton Crosstown West Extension is a planned addition to the Eglinton Crosstown LRT in the City of Toronto. Developed by Metrolinx and Infrastructure Ontario and to be operated by the TTC, the extension will run 9.2 kilometres from Mount Dennis Station to Renforth Drive, with talks to extend it a further 4.7 kilometres to Pearson International Airport. Once completed, the entire line will stretch from Scarborough through Midtown Toronto and end in Mississauga, with connections to the Young University subway line, the Up Airport Express, Kitchener GO train, and many buses and streetcar lines. With an estimated budget of $4.7 billion, the new route will see up to 69,000 daily rides and will bring 37,000 more people and 23,000 more jobs within walking distance to transit. Combined with the already constructed Eglinton line, it aims to eliminate 6.5 million car trips per year, which is a reduction of 6,000 tons of greenhouse gas emissions. This extension is part of 4 planned subway extensions, which the Government of Ontario calls the largest subway expansion in Canadian history. The West Extension will be a key addition to the existing Eglinton line, which currently transports 0 people per day. The main Eglinton Crosstown has yet to open due to major delays and cost overruns. First proposed in 2007 and expected to be open by 2020, the project remains incomplete more than 15 years later, with costs exceeding the original budget by $3.7 billion. These delays have had real impacts, for example along Eglinton's Little Jamaica, where over 300 small businesses have closed during the 15 years of construction. Additionally, critics argue that the mix of underground and street-level segments combine the high cost of grade separation with the lower capacity of LRT, raising questions about whether the line should have been a subway. Despite the cost overruns, the Eglinton line's cost per kilometre are roughly a third of the TTC's fully grade-separated Ontario line. To understand how the Eglinton line may perform, we can look at Toronto's recently opened Finch West LRT. With 350 delays in its first month, the Finch LRT often moves slower than the bus it replaced. Most delays were caused by mechanical issues, with much of the rest linked to traffic and weather. A major issue has been limited transit signal priority, leaving trains stuck at red lights and behind turning vehicles. City Council has since moved to improve signal priority. To ensure smooth operation of the Eglinton line, the TTC will need to learn from the mistakes of the previous Finch line, namely prioritizing cars over transit, which has been the status quo of the current provincial administration. The extension also garnered controversy in 2023 from Indigenous and environmental activists criticizing the elevated section which will cross through Humber Park. According to activists, this area has sensitive habitat connections and the construction will disrupt the activities of the Indigenous Youth Centre that uses the space. They want the section to be underground. In response, Metrolinx has doubled down on its elevated plan, saying the construction necessary to bury the line under a floodplain will be much more destructive to the area. With this combination of controversy and overinvestment of time and money, how can the project be a success? The City of Toronto and the Province of Ontario have committed to building transit-oriented communities along the planned subway extensions. To construct these communities, the City of Toronto transferred ownership of 4 city-owned properties adjacent to the planned Eglinton extension to the province. The Transit-Oriented Communities program aims to increase transit ridership, reduce traffic congestion, increase housing supply, create jobs, and stimulate the economy through major projects. These land use changes align with the 3 Ds of transit-oriented development: density, diversity, and design, and will be necessary to ensure the success of the new LRT lines. In conclusion, the Eglinton Crosstown West Extension is connected to a lot of controversy, but there are meaningful ways the City of Toronto can make this project a success. By increasing the speeds of trains with changes such as improved transit signal priority and increasing density around the stations to increase ridership, the Eglinton Crosstown LRT will be the next important piece of the Toronto Transit Network.